Hello, it's Melissa and I'm back with a layout that I made for Brielle's monthly baby album, and I'm using the Websters Pages Sweet Routine collection for this album. I wanted to use one collection because I was inspired by Jen Chesnick, I think that's how I would say her name, who made this amazing album for her baby daughter, who now must be about 3 or 4, and she used all Dear Lizzie products. And so when it came to making this album for Brielle, I wanted to do something similar. And Artful Crafts was selling, I think it was selling the baby collection from Websters Pages, I can't remember the name. And it was also selling the Sweet Routine collection. And although this isn't a baby collection, I love the girly nature, I guess, or girliness of it. And I also loved the sentiments that I thought would work really well for a baby girl album. And so for this one, I wanted to start with that piece of paper, and it says, "I love the way you smile at me," and it's got a little floral at the bottom and a couple of leaves coming out. So when I made this, I had absolutely no creative flow. I guess another word for it is scrappy mojo, which is what we call it in the scrapbooking world, where we just don't have, when we struggle. And so if you watch the video I uploaded yesterday, I explained a little bit about why I've been struggling with my creative flow. And this layout, I cut a lot of it out because it was incredibly hard for me to make. And so with this one, sometimes I find pages that are pre-printed with something on them a bit challenging. And the way I started this was to use my Heidi Swap mask stencil with hearts on it, and I just used some text to paste and just wanted some white hearts just in the background to add a bit of interest. And then I've sprinkled some Heidi Swap Gold Colour Shine, and I can't remember the name of the pink one, but there's 2 different pinks, and I've used both of them as well. And I'm doing her 6-month photos today, so I think I've made a video using this before with one, I think it was a Let's Get Sketchy sketch. And so what I did do, was on the 15th of every month, she was born on the 15th of April, I took a photo. So this was, I think, November? Anyway, I can't remember, but I think it was. And so, or anyway, I think I'm wrong, I think it was October. Anyways, this one is her 6-month photo, and I just propped her up on the couch for this one, and I love the little overalls that she's wearing, and I just took some photos, and I loved both of these photos so much I knew that I wanted to do a layout that showed both of them. So I've been kind of saving that background paper for a smiley photo, and this was the one that worked for me with these photos. So I had a lot of trouble deciding what to do with the papers that I pulled, and then the end I just decided to go with 3 banners, and I've placed some kind of fantailing out. And then I put a doily above the photos, and I'm just wanting to embellish, and so I'm using, that's a sticker, and I punched the hole for it's a tag sticker. I punched a hole to make it look authentic as a tag, and I just put some twine in it. And I play around with the placement of that tag because I'm not entirely happy with it there. And you've got to be really careful. These doilies are quite thin, so every time I lift it up, I'm kind of pulling the doily. And ultimately I decide to put it there on the left. And that's a little bird chipboard. I got the 12 by 12 chipboard sheet as well. And that's another sheet of little stickers and sentiments. And just use the ampersand, I think, the little pink square, and now I'm committing to putting this little bird down and have a little bit of decision making about whether I put it up the top or between the 2 photos on the next step down. I've decided to put it on the top. I think it looks best there. So this is a page that really doesn't have much paper on it, and I think it was probably because of the way I positioned my photos. I wanted them together and I wanted them slightly staggered, it made it really difficult for me to decide what to do with the paper. So that's the chipboard sheet, and as you can see, I've still got quite a lot to do to make and use up. I think I've done about 4 or 5 pages for this album, and I've done this for every one of my children, so it's really interesting to look back at my kids at the same age and see how similar or different they look. Now the sheet came with these little chipboard circles, and I wish it had a whole lot more, and I quite like the look of them scattered like confetti, and with the dots of colour shine, they just add a little bit more, so kind of like you would do with sequins or enamel dots, and because they're thick chipboard they are quite dimensional. And then I saw that cute little wood grain heart, and so I wanted to use that as well, and it's looking back at this, I kind of think I probably shouldn't have put it there next to her head, and I never thought it at the time, but it's down now, and Tombow is pretty much a strong adhesive. There's a little bit of give when you first use it, but once it's dried, you certainly can't move things around. So in the end, I just have to leave it there and carry on. And I'm just using my tweezers there to scrape a little bit of the glue, and I find that although it dries clear, you can see Tombow when it dries if you don't remove it, so that's what I was doing. And I'm having another look at the sticker sheet to see if there's any more sentiments that I want to add, and I can't remember what that one says, but I decided to use it. And having another look at the chipboard sheet, and I found a tiny little, it's an arrow or like a piece of chevron, and it just provides a bit of direction towards reading the sentiment on that sticker, and that's why I put it there. Got my trusty cup of coffee or peppermint tea while I'm making this. I made this layout probably about 10 days ago, which is why I can't quite remember what I did, and I don't have it in front of me. So here's a piece of paper that comes from the 6x6 paper pad, and I got that one as well to help stretch out the kit. And as you can see, I've punched circles out of this before, and so I've done another one. I just wanted to tuck it somewhere just for a bit of interest, and I did think about putting it on that doily, but I think it looks best over on the side next to the tag, and it helps break up the kind of linear or right angles that's created by both of those straight edges. And here I'm counting how many letters and what I want to spell, and I just want to call the layout 6 months, and every single layout that I've made is just the number of months. And so you would have seen there I've played around with a couple of options for titles, and none of them looked right to me, but this Heidi Swap, it's a it's a blue glitter sticker, worked really well. And I didn't want the title to dominate, but I definitely wanted it to be seen, so I've just put the 6 months on the bottom of the photo. And then I wanted to add something a little bit different to this page, and so I decided to outline my banners, and my outlining is not perfect. It is what it is. If I go crooked, it doesn't matter to me. It adds to that homemade look. And then excuse my head, I just want to come in and add some outlining to the tag just to make it look balanced. And so that's the final layout, and really happy with how it turned out. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm planning to make a few more of these ones for her layout, for her albums, and I'll be back again soon. See you later.